Hello and welcome to this energy reading or energy update for the month of June 2026. My name is Lee, Intuitive Wellbeing Coach and Teacher. And every month I take a wee look at the energy to see if we can be prepared, to help us navigate, to see what could potentially be coming up. Take a little breath. It is the 1st of June. Can you believe it? It is the 6th month. Okay, and the 6th month is connected to love, unconditional love. So I just feel that June is a slower month. May, we all need to integrate May. We all need to integrate the first 5 months of the year, but it sort of culminated with a lot of energy in May. There was 2 full moons, a lot of portals, Pleiades energy. I've done a lot of readings and videos on this in the month of May. I don't need to repeat it. You can go back and look at those, but you'll still be feeling the effects of May. So June is a time to integrate. June is a time, I'm hearing, to come back home to yourself. That is really, really important, no matter what is going on around you, to come back home into your heart, to yourself, to what lights you up, to what feels good for you, whether that be a job, whether that be a relationship. It's about you, actually. It's about being a little bit, I suppose I don't like the word selfish, but a wee bit selfish actually, because it is all about you. We're told as a child that it isn't all about you, but it actually is, because if it's not about us and it's our life, who is it about? We are the creators. Okay, so I'm gonna start with pulling some words. Words are important. Give us 3 words. Let's call in guys, angels, loved ones, beautiful beings of the light, only those beings of the light allowed. So let's ask for the month of June, tuning into the collective and everybody watching. And give us a wee like, give us a wee subscribe and share if this resonates. And also it just tunes you into this energy on my channel so that I'm actually tuning into you guys watching. You know, collectively, that's what I'm asking for. So 3 words, please, for the month of June for the collective. Action. What did I say? June was a slow month. Well, I'll explain that in a wee second. We have action and we have remembrance and we have boldness. Well, that goes against everything that I've just said there. And we have giving as well. I'm just going to actually go for 6 words. We have giving and we have grace and we have tenderness. Okay, they're a bit more what I was feeling. So I think I haven't looked at the astrology for June. All I know is yesterday was a full moon in Sagittarius, and I just wanted to come in sort of blind in the month, on the 1st of the month. It is raining here. I just literally went out for a walk and it's just both my hair's all frizzy. My daughter has took my my tongs, but look, it is what it is. And yeah, that's a feminine energy of flow. Now the feminine energy, right? When you think of feminine energy is softness, it is tenderness, it is giving, and it is graceful, okay? But it is also action, remembrance, and boldness. It is all of these. And I think we have been, brought up that the feminine is only this soft, gentle, vulnerable, emotional energy, but it is not. It is a fierce to be reckoned with. Feminine energy it's attached to the word crisis, which is connected to Isis, which is connected to chaos. It brings stuff up. If you think about it, the feminine energy is Mother Nature, earth, air, fire, water. They're all very powerful energies. And it's about which one are you going to choose to use in that day, which is why we have all of these. So if you have had, because everybody's different, that's the thing. This is not just a one-to-one reading, and it is collective. So if you've had a month of May where you have really dug deep into your shadow, you've really dug deep into what isn't right for you and made some changes, then you can rest in June and integrate that energy, okay? And be kind and tender to yourself. But if you have maybe not had a chance, or it's just been too intense and shocking to your system to make some changes, then maybe the first half of June, you have an opportunity in June to do that. Otherwise, what can happen is, like, whatever you're calling in may not manifest the way you want it, or we all have a free will. It's maybe not the right time, or there's other things need to play out, but it's just to trust the path that you're on. But action Actually, it's a balanced feminine and masculine energy. It's where the feminine is free to create, and her masculine, you know, him or her masculine can actually be that vessel, hold that container, and step forward into an action. It's remembering. It's not about, I think I'm hearing, when I say the word remembrance, and it's funny, I've just done a Pleiades activation for the month of May. It's still available. I'll pop it below. It is so powerful. The feedback I'm getting is unreal. People are having to repeat it many, many times. It's got a lot of powerful codes and energy into it. It's all about remembering who you are. Remembering who you are at that soul level, okay? And remembering you have these intuitive gifts, which is the feminine, okay? That boldness, that fierceness, which isn't really attached to the feminine unless it's like an imbalanced feminine, but that is okay. It's okay. Assertiveness is okay. Aggressiveness is not. You know, there's a positive and negative, okay? And I think sometimes we can feel the feminine's too watery, the feminine is, you can't set boundaries, and the feminine has to be this mother, do you know, that does everything for everybody. The giving, the tenderness, the grace. You can set graceful boundaries, you know? You can act from a tender way. Okay, you know, you can give but not over give. Does that make sense? Okay. Cacao is feminine, but it's the creation, isn't it? Creating your own life. So let's ask for a 1 million guide for Jen. 1 million guide for Jen for the collective. Spiritual awakening. Baba Ju. It's interesting. I always wear clothes. I just get guided to a particular colour. It's very, very similar, isn't it? Interconnectedness. Look, do you know, the card in the bottom is the blue veins, okay? Wounds, like transmission, wounds are being healed. That certainly is what's coming up. Interconnectedness, understanding the inner workings, okay? Look, we all just want connection. We all just are craving connection. However, okay, you have to have that connection with yourself first before you can even have it with another or with anything else. So that is we are going through a bit of a spiritual awakening, it's a big spiritual awakening for those, particularly if you're watching this, okay? And you need to understand how your inner world works. That's why I'm doing an authentic self. Just set up a new business called Authentic Self Retreats. I've been talking about it and thinking about it for a long, long time, and it just is the right time. I'm collaborating with 2 other very powerful feminine energies that we're all different. Laura, I'll pop her link below, from Align with Purpose, she used to work in HR for years, and now she does human design. She still does HR, but human design, she is making amazing inroads in human design, and she's done my human design chart, and it's just fascinating how it links up with the inner workings. It helps you understand like who you are and the structure of who you are unapologetically, and then it's like the what, and then the inner workings, the inner soul stuff that I do actually matches up with that and gives you the how. It's fascinating. We were talking this morning about like a client that we both have and how we can help them, and like in their human design, they are designed to be a problem solver. That is who they are. But when I'm working with this person, they love that, but they're also exhausted by it. So then I need to help them with the cutting of the energy and understanding that you don't have to be this problem solver all of the time. You can only do that when your cup is full. So I give them the tools and the techniques to help them with that. It's quite fascinating. And then we have the lovely Samara. Samara from Evolve with Samara. And Samara is a style and confidence coach. And she is really all about the outward expression. Like, she has helped me understand she does many things, but one of the things that she does is we have a style personality, and actually we have 2. So I have 2 style personalities, and I've been dimming for a long time. When I was younger, I used to wear quite just stuff that was different, and then I didn't like standing out after a while, and I used to wear like hats and all sorts of stuff and accessories, and I think becoming a mother and stuff, I just sort of went inward and sort of lost that connection with who I was. And then through meeting her and understanding that I have this creative style personality, oh my goodness, and that's why I go a bit wacky and bright and, you know, wear, you know, just different stuff. And then I also have another style personality, which is my masculine, which is a natural. This is like a natural, okay, style personality, but my glasses are creative, like they're just a bit different, do you know what I mean? And that, you know, I've just bought a house about a year ago, just over a year ago. And even in my home, you can see how certain rooms are my creative style personality and certain rooms are my, like this one, are my natural. So it's quite fascinating. So the three of us are coming together. We are based in Northern Ireland and we're doing a one day, the first of many, one day mini retreat. The next one will be probably next year and it will be an overnight one. But this will be a one day and it's where all three of us will come together and you will get your own mini human design chart, you know, based on your date of birth and your planets. And then so that you're really walking away with, like, okay, who am I? Who am I as my true authentic self? And, you know, what can I do from today with what I've learned? That is the most important thing. And your true authentic self, like, is your soul self, is your higher self, is that part of you that is free and wild and just unapologetically you. Doesn't mean you're arrogant, doesn't mean you put who you are on another person or put somebody down. It just means, like, you know who you are and what your limits are and what your boundaries are, you know, how you live in this world in alignment, okay? That is all part of spiritual awakening. That is all part of, like, that's what we're talking about, these wounds, okay? Wounds are going to be coming up. Now, whether you, like I've just explained the retreat, but, like, you know, you can, if you can't get a chance to come or sign up, that is okay. But it's the energy of being your true authentic self, which is what I'm speaking about. It's the energy of, you know, understanding your inner workings and how you live in the world and how you operate in the world via relationships and things like that, okay? Food, all of that, all right? Business, how you run a business. You know, from a business point of view, you know, your business can be a certain human design as well. Our business that we set up, we looked at, or Laura looked at the chart when we first created it, and it's a projector, and it's all about, you know, healing, and it's all about, you know, she knows more about this than me, but transformation, which is fascinating, okay? Anyway, the blue beans, light transmission, wounds healed, important information. So charging up, that's what I do and what I did and guided you through in my activation for the Pleiades activation, which is blue beans. We went back to actually the remembrance, back to your soul group of origination, and we plugged you in and you got a recharge. All right, so yeah, when you connect with source, that's what happens. So that's why you're being asked to take a pause, to reconnect with source, reconnect with who you are, then you can come back, okay? I'm going to ask for an animal guide now for June also. And look, today's the 1st of June. I am going to do a meditation for the 6/6 portal, which is on Saturday, this Monday. But I'm going to do it on my podcast. So I will pop the link below for the podcast and keep an eye on that as well. Just so I can offer some video and just audio, because not everybody likes the video, do you know? So I'm going to revive my podcast. It's called The Honey Temple. Yeah, okay. So what is the main animal guide? The cat intuition. Yeah, I mean, the cat is, that's the feminine energy, is your intuition. And you've been asked, to take this mask off, all right? And I'm seeing these 3 cats, right? And I love how I see, you've been asked to protect yourself with that pyramid of light there. But you're also, there's 3 aspects to us, whether you're male or females. I'm just going to talk about the females. Well, I'll talk about both actually. But you've got your females, your maiden, which is your inner child, your inner teenager. You've got your mother energy, which is you, mother, creative, giving, nurturing. And then you've got your crone energy, which is the wildness and the action and the remembrance and the boldness. And that's why, as women, that is you actually stepping into this menopause energy, which is all about power and purpose. But there's about 10 years before you actually, which is the perimenopause, which is the priestess stage. I would add in another one, but you really have these three. And that is you stepping into this balanced masculine and feminine energy. Okay, and that's what many females are rising at this time. It is a month for the rising of the feminine. It has been, the world has been, the planet and the earth has been run from an imbalanced masculine place. So that is both via both males and females, just the way it was. And now it's coming back into a balance, okay? And it's going to be led from the heart, okay? And you're being asked to take this third mask off, which is this wildness and this freeness and this true authentic self. Okay, we don't even know we're wearing it, all right? But ask yourself, in any situation, did that feel good? Does being around that person feel good? Can I be my true self? Do I have to dim to fit in? Do I have to watch what I say? And it's not about, you know, being rude or, you know, being wounded and like craving attention. You know, it's a balance. Does that make sense? You know, let's ask for one more animal card for the month of June for the collective, please. I love this card. The deer, the stag. Deer is the seer. We all got an upgrade in our third eye. As my throat goes, we all got an upgrade in our third eye in May. All right, massive upgrade, which is why many people are quite, that's why you need to stabilize in June, because it was quite intense. It was, and you'll notice your dreams are more vivid. You're just knowing things, your psychic abilities. And that can feel quite intense if you don't know how to manage that and look after that energy field. It's all about your power. Your power is coming back to you at your time at this time. Your light is coming back to you at this time. And the stag is obviously connected at Christmas. The stag energy is Cernus energy, which is the god of fertility. So this is a fertile time for creativity. A lot of creativity codes come in May. We're here to integrate them. But for fruition, it's going to really take until like the winter solstice. We have the summer solstice now in 3 weeks. And then we have the 6 months to the winter solstice. So whatever you're manifesting now around the summer solstice will come to fruition, or you won't see maybe the fruits of your labor until the winter solstice, which is the birth of the sun, of the masculine, of your, like many of us, I want you to think about something you want to manifest right now. Now we're past that sort of full moon. That's what the activation sort of brings in. The start of it is the release and the let go and the healing. And then it's like, think of a project and an idea or something you want to manifest. Bring that in, okay? And you get to feel it and sense it. And then you're guided towards your future self in that activation. And get guidance from them. You meet a part of you that's in resistance also, okay? Let's ask for, what is the potential block in the month of June that we need to be aware of, okay? Or I'm hearing a wild card. What's the wild card? I've never used that before. What is the wild card for June? What's the wild card for June? Serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. You're to say yes in June. Yes, yes, yes. Hell yes. You're being asked to be seen, and like the Sirius is the spiritual sun. But I'm also being shown this, the card at the bottom, which is the Orion activation. And Orion's belt, and I'm seeing like being prepared for this supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirth by life. I mean, the supernova is when the star just bursts into like a million pieces, doesn't it? It's like the death and rebirth. So you're going to be going through a rebirth, but it'll almost feel like that's very train spotting, that, isn't it? So yeah, a lot of light coming in. And that will be why it'll be raining. The weather might not be as great, hopefully it is, but you have to just trust in those days. You must allow the feminine days. Like I had this week a couple of really down days, but I call them feminine days, which they are. They're integration days, they're slow days. You can't be high all the time. And I just surrender and I just flow and I just stop and I just do what I need to, but I just I down tools, okay? And I'll have a million and one things to do and I don't do it. I do what I need to do, and then I know I'll be back and I'll have the right energy, but it's important that you rest. So you will have many of those days, and you have to call them feminine days, rest days, and trust that intuition and flow. There's something, you're just not meant to do it on that day, okay? I'll let you know. Okay. There's also this card here. Oh my goodness. There's another one there, look at this. So this is the Halls of Immunity Initiation. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiation. It's a month of initiations. It's a month of, many of you, because of the third eye activation, are going to see the truth of some situations, the truth of relationships, the truth of people. And it could be a bit shocking, but you need to know, okay? And it's not that anybody is bad or wrong. It's just that sometimes we can romanticize, or we can have a version of something because it sort of suits our narrative and we don't want to see certain things. We want to see them, okay? And then the other one is for only some people is, there is a book in you. You're meant to write a book. I know I am. I was getting this yesterday, and I don't think this is just for me because I specifically tuned into, this is the collective. So Light Initiate Thoth he is all about guiding you to writing and creating, whether it is a book, a course, a blog, a business, an Instagram page, a podcast. It doesn't matter. There's something you have to create. Great Teacher, Awakening Divine Magic. Okay. And look, I was talking about this morning with a client. Just because the idea comes in, many of us get paralyzed in perfection, and we try to have this perfect thing, and then we don't do anything. So what I do is I just, like I needed to revive my podcast. I haven't done one since December 2023 because I've been going through so much personal stuff. I could only do what I could do, and it all changed, even the technology side of it and trying to find it. And I lost my music intro and stuff because it's changed names or whatever. And I just thought, you know what, just post anyway. I never prepared. I just started talking, just more like a practice, and then I just thought I would post it because it's the same. I haven't done an Instagram live in a while, and I just thought, don't be nervous, just do it. And I just did it. It wasn't perfect, but I just had to get back on the horse. We are being asked to get back on the horse no matter what. Okay, so let's ask for, we'll pick 6 more cards. Let's ask for, which one first? Yeah, we'll go with these. I'll go with these shamanic cards first. Okay, so 3 cards please for the collective. 1, 2, 3. There's real funny energy there, like in the stomach. I don't know if anybody is having tummy stuff or like breathless stuff. I'm just going to ask for 3 cards here. And then we have this card of protection. There might be some like psychic attack or some energies affecting people. Just make sure that, like, I do want to do a video and a podcast on certain topics, and feminine and masculine is one, and I will do this. Protection is another, to help people understand that and what it actually means. And it's sort of not what you think either. It's not about you have to protect from another. When you do your internal work, when you heal your wounds, you're not a vibrational match then for that lower energy that is around. Like say for example, you have not healed grief. There'll be an energy around you of grief, okay, that you haven't healed, that could bring up stuff within you, okay? Also, you want to be aware, that's one element. The other thing that you want to be aware of, and when you do all of that, you do have to just be mindful of putting yourself into protection, but not in a fearful way. Understanding that doorways open and close, energy opens and closes all the time, and you can go yes or no, but you have to almost be aware of that from the moment you wake up till you go to sleep, and cut cords at night and things like that. But it doesn't take as long as you think it's going to take, but many of us haven't been taught that, okay? But that's a whole other video, okay? Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. I mean, this is so interesting because see that wee ball of energy, this is what happens is this fireball of energy comes in the Pleiadian activation and it bounces about and we have to like catch it because that's what we're calling in, but we're not a vibrational match for it, so we have to sort of feel into it because our life will change when if you imagine you're like calling in, you know, whatever it is, like your life is going to change. So we all have to be, your nervous system has to prepare for it and be ready for it, you know. Ignite your passions, but what are they? Take a moment. What lights you up? What do you love to be doing? And sometimes we can go too far ahead to where we are. Like one of the things I'm always calling in is living on a beach, and I will. I don't live on a beach just yet, this lovely rainy weather, but I will. But I'm moving towards that. So I have that there, and then I break down right now, what am I calling in? And those are more achievable actions, okay? And then you break that down to what are my habits daily that I could do, like one thing that I could do, for example. And trust in that higher forces, that's the shaman energy. We all have guides and loved ones around us. And you can connect with your ancestors, you can connect with the angels, you can connect with the dragon energy. It's all free will, you must ask. Remember that, okay? And we have our ancestors. We're clearing an awful lot of ancestral baggage. Like the world has, if you think about the rise of the feminine, you know, for years it's been run by the masculine, you know. I'll not get into this, but that's why marriage was created, do you know? So the feminine would be partless, and it's all back to Adam and Eve, and do you know, I'm not saying that marriage isn't, like I do want to get married, I can't wait, I do want to get married again, but I want to be my full whole self, so I'm not bringing any wounded energy to that, you know. I look forward to it. We're not meant to be on our own, you know, but we do have to understand ourselves first before we can connect with another. And there's ancestral patterns passed through the family line on both sides, on your mother and your father, and it's just, those are being cleared right now, and it's important to understand those. And one of the reasons why my marriage, I left my marriage, was I didn't want this same thing being passed down to my children, you know. And there's lots of learnings and lots of love there, and you know, it was what it was, and things come to you, life lessons come, and it's important to take the learnings, and it's important not to just move on and blame somebody else, or you know, when the time is right. You know, these things happen to us for a reason, okay, to learn these lessons when it's the right time. And like, you don't spiritually bypass, and you know, you gotta feel it, and then when it's a bit calmer, you go back. It's like, you know, when you're parenting, when I'm parenting my child, if it's all blowing, my children and stuff blow up, I wait till it's calmer, then I go back in and I explain it and I repair it. It's the same thing, okay? When you're doing this healing work with others, look at your triggers. There's a reason, okay? Dark Side of the Light Chasers is a really, really good book on that, because you know, everything is a mirror. All right. Okay, so on a positive note though, we have big happy changes are coming. Big happy changes. There is something better. Okay, get more information. Look for the signs. The signs are all around. If you're struggling at the minute, this is hope that things are going to get better. This is hope that there's information you do not have. So you might go and ask, you might go and inquire, you might meditate more, connect with yourself. You know, sometimes when things happen and I'm trying to go back into memories and I don't have the memories, I might ask my parents, what happened in 19 such and such, you know, to get an idea, okay? Asking the questions and getting more information is key. It's what I do in my work, you know. You know, symbolism is the language of life. The signs are everywhere if we just slow down enough in Jinn, you know, to see them. All right. I am going to end it there. Much love, and thank you for watching. And I am going to do a podcast version of this as well now. All right.